So today we're unboxing and taking a peek at this. This is Aurzen's Boom Air, which is a nice, small, portable projector. It has a smart Google system built into it, has HDMI input in it, does offer Bluetooth two-way, so in and out, has a lot of actually capability, specifically for its price. Now retail, I think it's at $299, but you can get this guy right now on their website for 180 bucks. So without further ado, let's get into this guy. Okay, welcome back to GeekSmart, ladies and gentlemen. And like I said, today we are unboxing and get this guy set up and get this guy going and get at least our first thoughts on this guy. I did see this at CES this year, and they were gracious enough to let me take one of these home to actually do some videos for you fine people. So without further ado, oh no, actually that'll pull right off, wouldn't it? I have not opened it yet, so I have physically seen it at the show, but we are gonna get this guy open now that I am home. Okay, so as we go here, look at that. They even have a trail video extended warranty. You scan that QR code and away you go. Now this is a small, portable type projector, 300 ANSI lumens on this guy, so it's not gonna be like super bright, but even at the show, even with as much lights on, it wasn't terrible looking, so I'm actually interested to see what this looks like, especially in a darker environment, in a more controlled environment that I'm gonna have here. And here we go. So on the projector itself, let's just, before we dig into more of this, we do have a 10-watt speaker on the bottom of it. That's going to obviously give us some decent audio out of this little guy. It is basically just kind of set and point and go. It does use time of flight for its focusing. And so what that means is, and I think it's actually this side, there's an infrared light on here. It sends that infrared signal out. It responds the time for it to come back. And so with that, they know the distance from the front of the lens to the screen or whatever you're pointing it against. And so then it'll automatically focus. So it should be pretty accurate for its focusing. So I'm interested to see how that works. Over here, there's a nice rubber seal here. There's our HDMI USB ports and 3.5 millimeter audio jack. So nice to see that they are actually protecting that when you're not using it. What's here on the bottom? May not need to get into that. All right, so it does have a 1/4-20 mount on the bottom as well. All right, let's take a peek at what else comes with this guy. Looks like everything else is going to be in this box. All right, and there we go. So we do have a remote control to control it. We do have some cleaning tips and some wipes. I'm going to keep that in the plastic bag for now. Shouldn't have to clean it right now, but it does come with it. That's not neat. And then we do have an actual power brick here. It looks like it's running on 24 volt, 3.75 amps. So a 90-watt power adapter here. And there we are. But the neat thing about this is you don't have to run on this. This will run on USB-C power, and you can actually run this off a battery bank, which I think is what I'm going to do, setting this guy up right here in this room. Okay, so to get this guy going, I am going to use that USB-C port. I just have well, this is an Anchor battery pack, not that it matters, with my USB-C cable attached. Plug that guy in. 3 watts of power outputting to that guy right now. You can see that actually that power light lit up. So let's get this guy turned on. Okay, so I'm going to turn the lights off here in a moment, but I want to at least get started. I did put 2 AAA batteries in the remote. It does not come with it. So if I click that, yep, you can hear it kicking on. Can you hear that? Here we go. Aurzen, there we are. So I'm gonna let this guy boot up. I'm gonna get the lights turned off here, and we're gonna walk through it. All right, she is booting up here yet. It's a black screen. I'm gonna go ahead and angle this up so it's a little bit easier for you to see. It is focusing automatically real quick here. I'm just gonna zoom in here. Oh yeah, boom, look at that, nice and crisp. Okay, we are angled up a little bit so it's not fully skewed, and this is a textured wall. It's not fully flat white. So right now I just have to push those 2 home buttons, push and hold the left and home buttons for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, and there we go. It's pairing the remote. Beautiful. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the setup on this guy real quick. United States. Let's go ahead and set up Google TV. And I can use my app to do this, so I can just attach it to me. Since I already have a Google account, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm going to take my phone, I'm going to go to that QR code, hit next, and actually go into my Google Home here. Hit next, it's looking for devices. Perfect, connecting to a Google TV device. I'm going to hit accept. Where is this device? It's actually in my studio right now. I'm going to connect it to my Wi-Fi. Connected. Okay, I'm going to sign with my Google account. Verify with my Face ID. Looks like it found it there on my account. And signed in. So what do I want to see? I'm going to hit accept. Fine with that. Choose your device services. So I'm going to do Netflix, YouTube, Disney Plus, Prime, YouTube, TV. No, I don't have YouTube TV. Apple TV, HBO Max, Peacock. That should be everything that I need. I'm going to hit next. I'm not going to do Google Folders right now. Stay up to no thanks. Almost done. Hit next, hit done. And that should do it. Okay, search across your TV apps. I'm going to hit allow. Activate voice match. I'm fine with that. Personal results. Why not? Might try to close my door so I don't have all the window shadows. So right now it's installing everything. I'm going to go ahead and let this run. I'll be right back once it's done. So it is still setting up, but I find this interesting. As you can see, we're outputting 44 watts right now to power the projector. So obviously a lot of black, not quite as much white. So we're going to see how that changes once we actually get going with this thing. So we have less than a minute. It's been probably around 5 or 6 minutes so far. And the big thing is, obviously, it's installing all these apps. So depending on which apps you choose, it may take less or more time, obviously, if you're deciding to install all of them. So that will change depending on, I guess, how you're going to use the projector. Now it looks like it's rebooting. Cool. So multiple profiles, or you know what? I'm just going to go to Google TV because I'm not going to worry about that right now. Because most likely I'm going to be the one that's setting it up every time anyway. But obviously if you have kids or if other family members that want to use it, you can do multiple profiles with Google TV. So you can see here, obviously everything's going good. We can go through the various apps, and of course we're not logged in yet. But the big thing, I want to make sure that it actually is a fully certified Netflix projector, because that's a common one that they don't use. But I've obviously installed. Let's make sure that it actually functions. So no audio at this moment. Let's see about turning the audio up. See if it does anything here. Yep, okay. So let's get this up a little ways. Yep, and it is working. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit sign in. And I'm gonna use my phone real quick. Off key here, give me a moment. All right, everything looks like it's working just fine. Make sure something changes, it actually plays on here. We are still pulling 44 watts, so the same output. Yeah, so there we go. Add, obviously I do have the ad supported Netflix, so yeah, so it is playing. I'm gonna go ahead and hit home button and head back, but obviously we can do this with all of these different apps. It is the Google TV experience, so you just choose and go with what you want. If you need to add apps, you come down here to the Play Store and go down and add the apps that you need to add. Looks like I'm gonna accidentally hit the focus button. So let's see what that does. That's the left button from the volume all the way to the left. Instead, there's mute, there's volume, and then there's the focus. And focus up and down, it looks like. So you can manually change this at any time if you're noticing something specific. So let's, rather than going through the smart TV experience, let's take a peek at some of the settings. Top right button on the top right part of the road, there's a settings icon. I'm going to go ahead and hit that. And there's all settings. There's screensaver, inputs, picture, sound, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi. Looks like finish setup. Set up additional features. Let's take a peek at this guy real quick. So Google Photos, nope. Okay, so this is the stuff that we saw at the end. Got it. So we can change picture, we can change inputs. Let's go to the inputs actually real quick. So right now we just have the Google TV Home and the HDMI port, which of course there's nothing connected to HDMI, so that's not going to do a whole lot of anything right now. Let's check sound. So we can standard, movie, music, sport. We can turn a surround sound type mode on. System sound, expert settings. Let's go to expert settings. Dialogue enhancer. Oh, cool. And then auto volume control. You can obviously do that based on during some commercials or whatever the crazy volume goes nuts. You can change that. Let's go to the picture settings. Okay, so brightness. Right now, what are we at? We're at standard. We can actually increase the brightness, or we can decrease it down to eco mode, which, okay, so let's see here. Standard was 44 watts. Eco mode drops it down to 31 watts. So obviously if you're pulling this off a battery, that might be the better way to do it. High brightness mode jumps that over 50, just at 50 watts right now. So I'm gonna leave it at standard. But yeah, we can actually increase the brightness of everything and change to vivid, movie, custom, or reset everything to default. Hit the input button. So very top right corner of the remote is the input button to quick and easy grab into the HDMI input. Google Home, accessibility. Let's go to Bluetooth menu. Pair an accessory. Obviously I have the remote. And of course with that accessory we can do various things. Okay, so this is something I wanted to show as well, so you can cast to this, obviously. So right now I'm in the YouTube app. The cast button's the third from the right here in the top, and I can choose Studio TV because it's on my Wi-Fi. And now if I click on a video to play, I'm gonna bring the volume down maybe.
Welcome back to the feud, everybody.
So there we go. You can see that we're actually playing it. It's not actually playing on my phone. It's sending, you know, it's telling it to play from my phone. And same thing goes if I actually closed on my phone, hit the X. I'm going to close the player, and it's going to close it on here as well. Of course, it's going to leave me in the YouTube app. And I did already log into this, so that's why it's not asking me to log in. So if you do that the first time, you do have to make sure you log into YouTube, or it should ask you at least. But yeah, then there's that. All right, so one more thing. Let's see if we can do some image corrections. If I hit the gear icon here as well, get on the small menu. Top right corner, you can see all settings there, right next to my name. I'm going to hit that, and there we go. Now we're in the full setting menu. Input, projector, display sound. We can get into a lot more capability than we can in that quick menu. So if I go to projector, there's focus, image correction, advanced setting. So let's go to image correction and auto keystone. Ooh, let's see what it does. So it's automatically keystone to this, which is better than it was. It's not perfect. Let's hit fit to screen. Let's see what that does. Oh, okay, so we don't have a screen, so it's not going to do a whole lot, but that'd be kind of neat. I'm going to have to try that out at a later video. If I hit auto keystone again, press OK for fine adjustment. Okay, so there we go. Let's see, this is better right about there. Yeah, that's probably about right about there. And then I hit press and hold OK to reset. Okay, so that's what it used to be. And then I'm going to go back and actually try it again. Yeah, so it does it the same every time. And of course, I'm not on a truly white screen. That is true. That's about right. I'm just going to hit back and hit exit. And now I have a more square TV. And of course, that's going to change. Let's do it one more time. All right, so I'm going to actually take this and put it kind of into the corner almost. There we go, like that. I don't know if this is going to... Oh, you know, it's not terrible. So I wonder if it's going to look better once I keystone it there. So obviously it's skewed because it's way, you would never put a projector like this, but let's see what actually happens here. Let's hit the gear icon. I know where it is. Image correction, auto keystone. Let's hit reset to default. Okay, let's try this again. Auto keystone. Size projection angle too large. Yeah, I agree. It is way too big, but I want to see what happens. Let's go to manual correction. Let's bring it in. Let's see if I can actually make this look decent. I'm amazed at how much leeway it's given me. All right, so that's set in stone because of the angle. Oh, I am super impressed that I'm able to get this decently usable where I am. So just change the camera so you can actually see it a little bit better. It's not perfect in terms of its focus. So let's see if I can go to focus, autofocus. Yep, so because it's such a skew, I'm going to go to manual focus. And of course you may have to, because we're at such a heavy angle, it thinks that it's really out of focus, and it is. You can see how on the left hand side it's in focus, on the center it's not, on the right it's really not. So let's use that focus button. It's getting worse. So the right hand side's good. Right about there's maybe a happy medium. That's kind of crazy. I gotta give it credit. It's not, I would never watch it like this. It's ridiculous. But did it work? Yes, it did. Last attempt to actually get this usable. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw it on kind of straight up on the top edge of the wall. So I do have a light on in the room, just so you know. That's why you can probably see the wall a little bit more. But I wanna try this one more time here. So let's go to settings, autofocus, let it do its thing, okay? Image correction, auto keystone. Looks a little off. I'm gonna hit okay. I'm gonna get this guy a little bit higher. And that is about it. Quick and easy way to get, I mean, it's very easy to set up. I'll give it that. That is crazy how easy that was to set up. And it automatically keystoned and focused right away. You just have to do that fine-tune adjustment. I gotta be as honest as I can. Now, this is not a review. This is a unboxing and first setup and use. This is awesome. Still pulling 43 watts right now. So it comes with its own DC power cord. So obviously as long as you have power available to you, you can do that and you don't have to worry about it. But not only you can use your power brick, but you can just use a USB-C cable. I mean, this is great. I appreciate them giving you this and having options. That's pretty awesome. I've got to give a lot of props to this thing for what it is, for how small it is and how easy it is to set up. The speaker wasn't terrible either. And as long as it's a decently dark room, it doesn't look bad. Now, of course, you're getting probably a bounce off from me and a shadow on this. But it's a pretty neat little projector. I gotta give it credit, especially, yeah, retails at $299, but right now you can get this for 180 bucks on Aurzen's website. I'm gonna put links to it, and you have to put a code in, but when you go to the website, if they have a code available, it'll literally tell you. So as of right now, I'm very impressed with this, specifically with how easy it is to take with you. Now let's see how easy it is to turn off. Let's hit the power button. Okay, that was easy. I literally just hit the power button that's above the guy. Now it's down to 5 watts. It's probably in a standby mode setting. And of course, put that away. Up like that, or yeah, that's pretty much how you would do it. The only downside to this that I could see that I wish that they would give you would be a lens cover. Because if you're really taking this with you, you're gonna wanna have some kind of lens cover essentially to, to properly take it with you without damaging it. So without me turning all the lights back on, that is my full setup and unboxing video of the Aurzen Boom Air. I am super impressed with it so far. I mean, I'll be honest, I was impressed with it at CES. I was impressed with both projectors they were showing me at CES and some of their other products they had there. Great company they were walking through the booth. Now, of course, this is the first product I've actually used of theirs, so I can't, I'm gonna play around with it before I do my full review, but I was impressed at the booth, and I'm really impressed by this guy out of the gate. The one big thing that I would definitely change would be a lens cover. And I think they actually have some magnetic like star attachments and stuff that stick to this. It could come with a real quick magnetic lens cover. That would be killer, because pop it on there, take it with you, you're not gonna damage it, right? Especially if you have it like this, you're not really probably gonna damage the speaker either, because that's kind of exposed, because it's actually kind of being protected by that. So I could see just a small improvement of having it. Maybe it's an accessory you can buy. That's something I'll have to look into. So that is the Aurzen Boom Air. Thank you for watching to the end of this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Hopefully you'll check out the full review, and I will post a link to that in this video once I'm done with it, but I want to get this out there as soon as I can. So thank you, Aurzen, for allowing me to do this video. Great little product. I'm actually really happy I got to test this product, because I'm more impressed than I thought I would be, and I was even impressed at the show. So thanks for watching to the end. Hope to get you back here for another unboxing video setup and tutorial in the near future. Hope to see you again soon.